You're gonna laugh. And we're live. Hey everybody!
Hello, everyone.
Roxanne! That's my police impression. I've seen the
I
police
knew
a
you were
couple
gonna
of
do
times. Yeah, I
it.
always I can't help it. I have I bet it's gonna be loud. No, it muted. It muted.
Oh,
Roxanne, hi. How are
hi.
you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm so happy that you agreed to join me. You are one of my favorite fish tubers. I enjoy your
Aw, thank you.
content. I enjoy watching your streams, and I think you're just a very pleasant person to be around. So thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
I'm
Um,
happy to be here, although
Good.
I'll be a little nervous, but I'll get over myself.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Um, so just to remind everybody, and hi to everybody here. Just to remind everybody, though, we don't look at the chat at all for the first, half hour of the show or however long it is. So if you've got questions for Roxanne, keep them for the second half when we'll open up the chat. I try not to even look at the chat at all because it's very distracting. And
Mhm.
we're going to celebrate Roxanne tonight and learn a little bit more about her. So, um, hi.
Hi.
I think that's the third time I said hi.
Maybe
So
fourth.
fourth. Yeah. Okay. Oh well, you can't count before the stream. On the stream, I think it's the third.
Okay.
So let's see. What do I know about you? I don't really know very much about you. I know because we were just talking about it, but I knew this before that you live in Pennsylvania. You're not too far away from me.
Mm-mm.
Um, Man, that's about it. That's it. Um, so where do you live?
I live in Northeast Pennsylvania. I
Okay.
live in a rural town, very small town, farm country. My parents live on the other side. They've lived there for 24 years, and I've lived on this side for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
But I've lived in PA most of my life, minus the 4 years I decided to go live in New York. I
New
lived
York
on Long
City.
Island for four
Oh,
years,
wow.
and then I came back, and I've been here since.
That's quite the change. Was it a culture shock living on Long Island?
Very much so. For the
Yeah.
first 3 weeks, it was very much culture shock, but after that, it was very comfortable, very comforting. I loved
Yeah.
being by the ocean.
Yeah. That is nice. I like being by huge bodies of water as well. I mean, Lake Ontario's not like the ocean, but I mean, you can't see across it, so it's the
Hmm.
same thing as that.
It still gives
Um,
you that same feeling.
yeah.
That's mhm.
Have you ever been out in the middle of the ocean or been far enough into a body of water where you couldn't see land?
Yes, I have, but not in the water, like on a boat.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it was
because I like
nice.
I like to do
It
that
was a
in kayak. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
charter boat whale watching tours when they still did them on Long Island. I think they've
Nice.
stopped them since, but they
Yeah.
like we went out forever and couldn't see land. It was like awesome and scary.
Yeah. And I think they're going to start doing that again because the whales are actually coming back and recovering in that area. I was reading about that, so that's awesome. I'd love to go do that.
It is
I've done it
awesome.
in a kayak. I go out into the lake as far as I can go. Well, I shouldn't say that. I go out and you can't see land anywhere around you, so you're just in this little
Hmm.
kayak, and it's an amazing feeling. So I absolutely love it. Um, and do you miss Long Island? Is there parts of it that you miss living in such a rural place, probably walking to the store, or do you have stores by you and stuff like that around you now?
Um, it's about 20 minutes away is Scranton.
Okay.
So we have all the stores there, but up here there's not really much. There's like little mom and pop like convenience store, but nothing you can really shop at. But mostly like because it's all farmland up here, you go to each farmer's house to get what you need. If you need meat or milk or eggs or produce. So we kind of have our own little setup up here. So we eat
That's
pretty healthy
nice.
and off the land.
Yeah. We sort of have that here, not as much.
Mm.
Everything's far away, but we'll go in with somebody else we know and buy a cow and have it butchered and stuff, and there's always farmers markets, in the late spring and through the fall. Uh, where it's all just local people. They don't allow you to bring anything that's not from the area to the farmers market. So that's pretty cool. So, but
That's
is there
cool.
other stuff about Long Island that you miss really, or not really?
Um, I loved the fishing there. I miss going crabbing. Um, I miss the ocean, the marina. I miss that.
Yeah,
There's lakes and rivers and stuff here too, but they don't compare it to the ocean.
yeah, yeah. Not the
It's
same
just more
thing.
peaceful. I just found more peace there.
Yeah, like I said, I love being by water.
Mhm.
Um, and do you live by yourself now?
No, I have roommates,
Okay, okay.
and I'm
Uh,
actually um planning on moving. Recently, we had a furnace fire,
oh,
and
yes, I saw that.
it
Yeah,
and all that was fixed, and the cleaners came in and fixed everything, but I still don't feel comfortable here, and the landlord isn't being the most pleasant, so I just rather,
yeah. Go
move
somewhere else.
on.
Are you taking the roommates with you, or
Oh no.
finding new roommates? New
No
ones?
room, new roommates.
What's
They're on
that?
their own.
Oh,
They're on
gotcha.
their own. They're actually moving to Florida, so
Ah, that's a move. Not a fan of Florida. Nothing against any of our fine Florida friends, which is hard to say. Fine Florida friends. Just not my favorite place to be. Um, but you're going to stay in that area.
not necessarily.
No, you haven't decided yet.
No.
You're going to move to upstate New York.
Well, I've never been west, so I'm thinking possibly west.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a nice change. I've
It
lived in a
is.
lot of places, and upstate New York is actually my favorite. Maybe it's only because that's where we live now. But I lived in Arizona. I lived outside of Chicago. I and they all have positives, right? They all of them have positives and negatives to them. So definitely, it's for somebody who's lived most of their life in a place like Pennsylvania, going to like Arizona or New Mexico, where maybe there isn't a huge change of seasons, is a nice thing. It's a nice change for you. Um,
Yeah, well, the
and
area
there's
that I live in is called the Endless Mountains region because we're right at the tail end of the Adirondacks and the
yeah,
beginning of the Appalachians. So literally, it's just mountains and valleys everywhere. So
yeah.
maybe somewhere that's a little more flat for a while.
Well, that I don't like. I mean, because I do love mountainous places, or at least
Mhm.
rolling hills and stuff. Because places like and Grumpy Mike obviously is in here. Mike lives in Kansas. It's just so flat, and it's a little too much. I like places where there's
I
varied
don't mind
topography.
hills. I don't
Yeah,
mind hills, but
you're tired of
I'm
mountains.
over mountains for a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. You want to change. You just want to change, and I can
Yeah.
see that. I can totally see that. I
My
see
feet
why.
are itchy. I need to get going.
I get it. Um, if this one always makes some, I shouldn't say always, it makes some people uncomfortable. So if you don't want to answer this, I totally understand. Are you in a relationship? Are you seeing anybody?
Yes, I'm seeing someone.
Okay. Is it pretty serious? I mean, are they? Have you been with them for a while, or is this something maybe we're getting too deep and they might be watching and you're not sure what to say, and maybe they don't think it's a
Um,
deep.
I'm just comfortable with what I said.
Okay. Okay. Is it anybody we know?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. That's good. That's good. We'll leave it right there. Okay, that's cool. It's sort of neat, like with Anthony and Priscilla, that they, came out
Mhm.
that they're in a relationship now. I guess I'm a little
They're a
bit of a,
perfect couple. That
yeah,
is so awesome.
it is.
Two
Uh,
awesome people.
I am a little bit of a romantic. Um, so I just like seeing that kind of stuff, when people get in relationships, especially people that I know separately, and then they, get together like that. It's awesome. So what do you do for a living?
I'm currently disabled.
Okay.
I used to do HR work, and I used to sing opera semi-professionally,
Wow.
and I've also fostered children. And then my health declined. So I've just been working on that.
Gotcha.
For the past 4 years, I've been learning to walk again.
Wow.
And I've gotten from wheelchair to walker, and I'm starting to just get stable enough that maybe within the next year I can progress to a cane. So
Wow.
ever
Well,
forward with that.
yeah, that is that's difficult, and I understand that as well. Sort of the same type of thing. I've gone through it, so
Hmm.
I understand. Um,
Hmm.
I can see you as an HR person. I can totally see that because you have that demeanor. I was telling you that when I watch your videos, you have a very comforting presence, and your voice is just very comforting. So I can see going in there and saying, Scott was calling me names, man, and you'd be like, calm down, it's okay. I can just see you being that person. You
Yeah, I
totally
was
have
the
that vibe.
fixer.
Yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it. And an opera, wow, that's impressive. So did you go to school for opera? Did you? Was it? I mean, you probably have to be trained for that. I honestly don't know
I
much about
was trained, but it wasn't schooling. It was just training with opera professionals.
it. Gotcha.
I actually didn't even start out with opera. I actually started out with hip hop singing. My first musical
Wow.
teacher was Lauren Hill's backup singer who taught her. So I started with her, and then I decided that's probably not the way I wanted to go because my voice was a little too big. So I tried opera, and that worked really good, and my voice did really well. And I did that for many years just for fun, just with local troops and stuff, nothing really big. But last year I had um, pulmonary embolisms,
Oh,
um, and actually died.
wow.
And somehow, like they were able to revive me, and I've been working on coming back since that. So like that's why sometimes you'll hear me take breaths a lot, or you'll hear me raspy because I'm still like healing from that.
Yeah.
But within the past 2 months, I've 2.5, 3 months, I've been totally off the oxygen. My lungs are almost 100% clear. Um, so I'm moving forward that as well.
You know, you've had it rough. You've had it rough lately, and I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed because again, your demeanor isn't. I have health issues. I know how hard the struggle to be positive is sometimes, and I you're so good at it that I don't even see you struggling. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I gotta imagine you do because
I
what
mean,
you're going through is
every
rough.
every day is a struggle. I mean,
Yeah,
but it's a positive attitude changes everything. That's what I like to say. If you're not having a great day, make it one. Like most of my days, like 98% of my days are not good, but I have to find the good in them.
yeah. You do a good job at it because again, I had no idea, and you always seem like such a positive person. So, well, thanks for sharing all that. I mean, that's got to be sort of hard. And again, I had no idea
I
whatsoever.
mean, some people know of my health struggles.
Sure.
Um, I was in a car accident when I was 12. Um, a drunk driver accident, and I actually went through the windshield and I hit the pavement, and that's how I broke my neck. Um, and I had to have a lot of um, skin grafts to my face. So for like 2 years, I wasn't allowed to be in the sun. And
Wow,
um,
that's hard.
my neck, the way it broke, like it just fractured, so it wasn't bad. But as I got older, like it developed arthritis,
Mm.
and then the arthritis started pushing on my spinal cord, so I had to have C-spine surgery. And
Wow.
when they did the C-spine surgery, they messed up and they hit nerves they weren't supposed to. So that's why I'm learning to walk again, because that's a set of nerves they hit. And also, I lost the ability to swallow for a while. but that's back all the way. It's just my legs, so I'm still working on my legs. So I will get there one day.
Man, I said wow
You
like
have to
10
stay
times.
positive to go through so much because it's so easy to be negative.
It is.
It's too easy, and
It
you can
is.
be your own worst enemy, and that doesn't do me any better at getting better.
Yep.
So
And that
I try to be
negativity can be
sunshiny and happy.
the tiniest thing. It can be
Can
uh,
be.
watching a movie and only focusing on the negative about that movie as opposed to the positives that you enjoyed it. You know, the
Yeah,
tiny little thing like that can start snowballing. And every time you make a negative comment about somebody or something, it affects you every
it
single time.
does.
So staying positive. I'm with you. I'm with you. We have that in common. This late in my life, I've really tried to be just positive as much as I can, and be a positive force to people too, as far as supporting and I don't want to make negative comments to people. I don't want to talk bad to people. I don't want to ever give them the negative of anything. I always want to give them the positive side of things. Wasn't
Yeah.
always like that, but I've learned that's important because of
I
health
hope
issues as well.
I'd like to do that too because like if I'm feeling as crappy as I am and I can muster to be happy and someone else is having a crappy day, if I can at least like smile to them or get them to laugh,
Yeah,
even for a brief moment, they
yeah,
forget they're having a crappy day, that makes me feel good
yeah,
because for that moment they felt better.
yep. You did that one, and if everybody throughout the day was like that and was doing those little positive things, that person's day would be much easier to deal with and much better. And we also don't know what everybody else is going through. Like I just said, I had no idea about any of that. I did not know any of that. Um,
Mhm.
and I never would have guessed. But maybe some days you have a bad day and you're a little grumpy. I don't see that. I'm just saying, I'd be like, wow, Roxanne's sort of grumpy. You have so much positivity that um, I lost my train of thought now. I saw something in the chat and it threw me off. Thank you for being so positive. And,
Well,
we're pulling
it's
for
been
you.
years of practice. I mean, I didn't start out this way. It really stunk at first. I was really down on myself. I was really depressed. Um, but I had to convince the doctors that I was worthy of rehab because they said that I wouldn't walk again. So
Wow.
I think it was like 11 months in order to wiggle my big toe on my own in order to get them to be like, okay, she's worth rehabilitating to walk again. So, like, if I gave up on myself,
Yeah.
I'd still be in that chair. And just don't ever give up on yourself. No one can do for you what you can do for you.
You got me a little teary eyed.
Sorry.
That's the first time I've cried on YouTube, Roxanne. You made me cry. That's not nice.
I'm sorry, Rico.
It's
That's what you get for saying Roxanne all the time.
it's a it's not a bad type of teary eyed. It's a good thing,
Yeah.
and I like that we get to share it with you. I know that sounds weird, but we're here for you, and you're amazing. You're an awesome person.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody?
I don't like I let people know, but I don't dwell on it because I'm not looking for pity or sympathy.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
how can I help you? Why is your day bad? How can I make it better? That's more of what I'm into is
Yeah.
building people up as I build myself because it helps me as well.
Yeah. And you're good at it.
Mm.
Do you said you were in a relationship, and I don't want to, obviously you didn't want to talk too much about that. But is there somebody? Do you have support in your life? Do you have those people that are there and have been very supportive for you through most of this, or has it been mostly on your own?
It's been a big part on my own.
Yeah.
Um, when you are healthy and you get sick, a lot of your friends tend to leave, and a
Yep.
lot of your family doesn't want to deal with you anymore
Yep.
because you could be too much, or they just don't want to have to worry. So if they're not around, they don't have to worry because out of sight, out of mind. I get that,
Yep.
but I've had to come a long way on my own, and I have to say the friends I've made along this way, like
Don't do it again. You're gonna get me again.
they'll definitely be my friends for life because
I
they've
get it.
seen me at my worst,
Yeah.
so they deserve me at my best.
Yeah. Um, and I understand that too 100% as far as losing friends and stuff when you have an illness and maybe you can't go out and do the things that you used to do with them and uh, that's happened to me as well. So I'm with you there. I understand 100% where you're coming from. I'm lucky that I do have a very supportive wife and kids, um, but I get it. I understand. So, um, wow. You got me good. I mean, I'm teary eyed. I got to wipe up, you know. But again, it's not a bad thing. Those aren't bad.
Yeah, but
Those aren't.
now I'm gonna just be the girl that made Rico cry.
That's awesome. That should be your tagline. I made people stand cry. That's a
Mhm.
great thing. I appreciate it. I'm not afraid of showing my emotions. I don't believe in the man card and you got to be hard, you got to be tough.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in any of that. Uh, I'm old enough in my life that those don't matter to me. I don't have to impress anybody, so I'm not embarrassed of crying on YouTube. you
Mhm.
know,
Well,
um,
I'm very sensitive, so I'm very much a crier.
Gotcha. I do, and again, it wasn't that way when I was younger, but
Mhm.
later in life, I've learned what's more important, and so I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with it. It doesn't bother me to. I'll cry in front of
I've
my
always
kids. You know.
I've always been super sensitive, and that's why I think like me and Mary make a great team together because we're both super sappy. I
Yeah.
just hold it together a little better.
she's in
I
the.
love
She's
her so
in
much.
the. Yeah.
I love you, Mom. We've
um,
adopted each other.
She is awesome, and yeah, she's in there, and definitely, I would almost feel like that would be like an emotional tornado, though, that you guys would start feeding off each other, and it would just spiral out of control.
Hmm.
Oh, that's great. So,
It's awesome. I love her. Oh, we have a visitor. That's
oh,
Roman. That's the furry fish keeper.
you just have the one cat?
There's three, but
Oh,
only one is mine. He's not mine,
oh, gotcha.
and I don't know where mine is right now. She's around.
Okay. Um, what this is one I ask everybody, but what did get you into fish keeping as a hobby?
On
Where did
my
that
own.
start?
Well, growing up, we've always had fish
Okay.
tanks in the house.
Yeah.
Well, a fish tank, and my mom was the fish keeper, and she did it like every person did. They got a fish tank and a fish the same day,
Yeah.
and the clown covered clown gravel. And she would take everything out of the tank every few months and rinse it all down in the sink and put it all back and then wonder why her fish died.
Yeah.
And she did that my whole childhood.
you
I'm
know,
ashamed to say. And
yeah.
so like I've always had fish around. I didn't know exactly how to deal with them when I was younger, but what got me into them when I was older is not being able to go outside and go for walks in the woods anymore. Like my favorite place in the world is in the woods.
Yep.
I love to be in the woods, just and finding all the moss I can. I am so bad with moss. I have so many terrariums and ecospheres of terrestrial and aquatic mosses. I love moss. As my brother is weird like that too. We both have an obsession with moss, and my mom calls
Huh.
us the moss weirdos. But I missed being able to go out into the woods for walks and just be out in nature. So my brother would go out and he'd collect all these little bits and pieces for me and bring them back, and I'd make the terrariums or the ecospheres.
Yeah.
And then I decided, you know what, this isn't enough. Like I need a little more. So I started keeping fish like on my own. And the first one went south real quick.
Yeah.
So so then I took a year to learn all that I could. And then I started back up again. And I've
Nice.
been going strong ever since.
And how long ago was that, roughly?
This is for 4 years now,
Okay.
because I started right when I had the injury. And it also helps a lot with seasonal depression, which I think a lot of us deal with. When
Yeah.
there's so much white outside, it doesn't hurt to have a wall of green
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm with
But
you
yeah,
on
that's
those.
what got me back into it, is just needing nature
Yep.
close. Definitely
So many of
helps. It
us.
definitely soothes.
Yeah. It's amazing how many of us have that same story.
Hmm.
Again, I'm right with you. I huge nature guy. Um, and I can't do it anymore. So that's why I brought it to me. So exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the mosses. Have you ever got a terrestrial one to transition? Have you ever tried to get one to transition to a
I've
purely
I've
aquatic?
thought I've had a few successes, but the thing is with terrestrial moss, they can't propagate underwater because they're airborne spores. So
Gotcha.
they don't propagate underwater too well. There's cases where you can do it, but it's very high tech, high CO2. Like it's
Yeah.
just not worth the struggle just to have the fun for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't had great success, but they'll live in your water forever and not die. They just won't grow or do anything.
Yeah.
So like if you could get that to do it in the yard where you don't have to cut your grass and it just never grows, that'd be great. So
Yeah.
maybe we're onto something.
That would be great because I
Or
feel
like
like,
Japan, they have moss. They have their yards lined with moss instead of grass for the same reasons. So,
see, I think I'm all about that because I think that Americans waste a lot of resources with these huge lawns that we have. Everybody wants this massive lawn, right? We
mm,
stopped. We let a lot of ours. We have an acre. It's just under an acre, and we let the whole side, this side, just go. It's all just trees and stuff, and
yeah,
we let a big section of the back go as well. And we only mow one little section now, and we just let the rest of it go 100%. And the neighbors don't like it as much. They want to see lawn, but we don't use it, so why do
yeah.
it? So it's
The
you're
critters
polluting
need a
extra.
home too, and you're providing them a habitat.
Exactly. I see foxes, I see deer, I see turkey. Right here in our backyard, I've got video of foxes. I mean, the deer are all over the place.
That's
We have bald
awesome.
eagles in the yard. I mean, just you name it. There's all kinds of different stuff. So
I love that nature. I have the same thing here, and we even have copperheads and coyotes here, which I see often. I know there's a copperhead in the back of the yard in the rock pile,
wow.
but I leave him alone.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
we
don't
have all
know.
kinds of things, and black bears come and visit me often if I fill the bird feeder too regularly.
All right. So yeah, it's our environments are very close to the same thing. We also have black
Mm,
bears and stuff. I don't know about any snakes. I'm sure we have snakes, but I don't know what we have in the area. But it's very, very comparable between the two.
mm.
What other kind of hobbies do you have? I gotta imagine it's harder to do a lot of hobbies these days. But I bet you like to read.
I do enjoy reading. I also like writing.
Nice,
Um, I've had some poetry published in a few
oh,
places when I was younger.
cool,
Um, I wrote a children's book when I was younger as well.
nice.
Um, I like to draw, I like to paint. I crochet, but mostly I crochet like scarves, hats, and mittens for the homeless. Now I don't really make things anymore because everyone's crocheted from to head to toe, so I gotta move on to bigger and greener pastures. Um, but anything artsy, craftsy, nature stuff, like I will find a way to figure out how to be able to do it.
Nice. When you
And
when you talk
singing
about
is
the
always top. I'm always singing, but I just
yeah.
don't sing out loud to people anymore.
Yeah. And do you think you'll get back to there though? Is that a goal as well, is to get back to where you sing in front of people, or maybe even make a career out of it, or
Well,
maybe not?
just to be comfortable with how my voice breaks now, because I still have the big operatic voice, but it'll never be the same. Like, so it cracks now. So I'm actually teaching myself a different genre of music,
Hmm.
um, and
What
practice
is it?
every day.
What is your new genre? Wailing songs?
No, like the bluesy type,
Oh,
because the way
nice.
my voice can break
Yeah.
now, so I think that would probably play better for me. So I'm fine tuning I'm trying to unlearn everything I've learned to relearn some new things, because you can't be too big or too open. You got to be subtle and light, and ugh, it's just a whole new thing. But I enjoy it so much. I love singing, so
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear you. I love the
it's more just
blues.
for me. But if
Yeah.
anyone ever accidentally hears me, it's okay too, I guess.
Well, in the future, I bet we're going to hear you. So, um, Bob Kaler. I said I wasn't going to look at the chat, but Bob, will you favor us with a melody?
I love you, Bob, but no.
And when you mentioned crocheting for all your friends, I was picturing like a whole suit, like a jacket and pants crocheted. You
I've
know.
done it, and I did it in Granny Squares for a Halloween costume for my friend. Yes, it was fantastic.
I'd love to see that. If you have pictures of that, we're friends on Facebook, right? So just go ahead.
Yeah, I'll have
If
to
you've got
send
any
them to
pictures,
you.
I would love to see that. That's hilarious.
Mhm.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so wow, we know where you live. Yeah, so
Relatively.
are you close with your parents then? Are you pretty good relationship with them, or is it something you don't feel comfortable talking about?
Well, I mean, they're my family, so I'm loyal to family.
See, I'm of the mind that just because somebody is blood related doesn't make them family, uh, and there's a reason why I'm that way. So I
Hmm.
just always ask if people are close with their.
I There's a lot of struggles with a lot of them, and like I said, we're distant because of my
Yeah,
health and their struggles. So, um,
but you
we
still.
don't we don't we don't tend to get along very well, because I'm the goody two shoes. So I'm the black sheep of my family because I'm the good one. So yeah,
That's
like,
hilarious.
we love each other, we'll help each other out, but we don't have close relationships.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if they call me, I know they need something, I'll help, and vice versa. So,
Yeah.
but we're not calling to chat about just gossip or
Yeah.
whatever.
You're not friends. You're
No,
family.
we're siblings.
What is your favorite type of music now to listen to? What's your favorite type to listen to?
Right now, I'm
Yeah,
really into the bluesy stuff right now, but
that makes sense.
my genre of music has always been metal.
Nice.
And like an opera and metal go very hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
um I'm pretty eclectic though. I really like jazz, I really like blues, I like folk, I like old school vintage music, Elizabethan, Baroque, classical.
Oh wow.
The only thing I'm really not fond of is country, especially the twangy type. It literally
Oh,
physically hurts my eardrums. I can't take it. But anything else, I'll at least give a listen to. But
yeah,
the weirder something is, the more likely I'm gonna like it.
yeah. Uh, Speaking of that, peculiar. Why can't I say that word? Peculiar. Well, I can't say it. Pretzelman.
Peculiar.
Peculiar. Peculiar. Why? Oh my God, I can't say it. Peculiar Pretzelman. Look them up. I think you'll like them. You like that sort of fits in with what you're talking about. They have a
Okay.
very distinct type of music, and it's funny because they're one of I really enjoy listening to them. And Sean Peck, who I got to interview, actually
Mhm.
interviewed them and got to
Oh
tape of
yeah.
their concerts and stuff. Not a lot of
That's
people know
awesome.
who they are, so that was pretty neat. Um, and I do like the twangy country. That's the only type of country. If I'm going to listen to country, I want that old stuff, from like the
Oh, I
late
can't do it,
60s, early
man. It's
'70s.
just too painful. I don't understand it either. I've never listened to any other form of music that hurt. I don't know why. It just doesn't resonate well inside my brain.
Gotcha. That's all right.
I don't
It's
get
we're
it.
all
And
different.
some of the lyrics are pretty. I want to like it. I can't.
Yeah. What about something like Jolene by Dolly Parton? Is that
I
the
can
kind that gets to
tolerate
you?
her. I can
Yeah.
tolerate her, yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But like the old school real twang, like I can't.
Yeah. I like that stuff, and I don't care for the newer country because it's pop with a little bit of a twang. And it's just I
I
don't know.
think
It just
that's why I
doesn't
can
go.
tolerate it better now.
Yeah. It's funny. What about you said you like to read? Is there a genre of books? As you'd like to read just about anything or sci-fi,
Horror,
horror? Yeah.
sci-fi, yeah.
Could you name a favorite artist? Doesn't have to be the favorite artist, but what's one of your favorites?
Well, honestly, when it comes to anything written, it's honestly going to be Edgar Allan Poe. I love all of his works.
Yeah.
Like he was like probably the first one I ever like picked up and read on my own. And me and my mom's a horror fan as well, so like we used to read it to each other, so that was like the bonding thing we had, and like
Yeah.
I'll always hold his works closest to heart.
Yeah. My daughter's a huge Poe fan as well. She likes that stuff. Okay. Well, we're about 40 minutes in already, if you can believe that.
Wow.
So, why don't we go? Is there anything that you'd like to tell everybody? Is there anything about Roxanne that you feel like people don't know or should know? I mean, you've already been very forthcoming, so I really appreciate all that. And again, never would have guessed that you had the struggles that you've gone through because of how positive and affirming you are. So kudos to you. Is there anything that you'd like to anything that people should know about Roxanne? It's
Um,
hard, isn't it? That's a hard question, isn't it?
I I don't know. I'm really shy. I'm naturally very nervous. um, but I just try to power through it,
Yeah,
and I don't know. Just I'm just who I am.
yeah,
And I'm not trying to um I don't know, make a name for myself or anything like that. I'm just here to have fun and show all the cool stuff that's happening in my tanks and hang out with some like-minded people and,
yeah.
you know,
I'm with
just
you. Having some
be
fun.
just be
And
happy.
and you mentioned earlier that it sort of being on YouTube has actually sort of helped with. You said you were shy, so it sort of helped with that,
Yeah.
right? It's putting yourself out there. I mean,
It's a work in progress.
yeah,
Yes.
it can be.
it's
It can
it's
be. Yeah, it can be
it's a
hard.
struggle. Hmm.
Well, you're doing a great job, and Roxanne is on 4 different streams a week. I didn't realize there was 4. So you want to tell them all the different ones, and maybe we can get. I'm not sure what mods we have tonight in here. I did see. There's Bob. I think I saw John McKenzie. I don't see Big M tonight. I know he's been busy. Um,
Well, on Tuesdays, later tonight actually, I'm always a guest on Catfish Terry's Tuesday night panel. Anyone is welcome to come and hang out with us. Have a good old time. It's just panel chat and fun. I
yeah.
love
What
Terry so much.
what time is that one too? Is that 10 o'clock?
That one's at 9 p.m. Eastern, I
Okay.
believe.
Yep. Yep.
And then I also have my own with Miss Mary Page Flynn on Thursdays at 7. Um, and that's just called Fish Fam Chit Chat. It's just a hangout. If you want to come up, hang out with us, show us your tanks. It's just positive and happy and super
Yeah.
sappy, and I love it. It's
It's
just
a
like it's
blast.
just an hour, maybe two, of us just giving the Fish Fam time to just be. with each other, share whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then I also have on Fridays with Tom from Swampy Acres Homestead, we have our 2 hour stream where it's an hour on mine, an hour on his, called the Neighborly. And it's called the Neighborly because we're not too far away from each other. We call each other neighbor, and um literally like he's my brother from another mother. So
Nice.
I love him so much. And then on Saturday, we have a ladies' night show on Swamp Acres Homestead as well, but that's with Bold Mama. And all the ladies and gents now are welcome.
Nice.
And that's Saturdays at 8 p.m., I believe.
And I got to be on your stream with you and Mary. What was
Yes,
it
that was
last?
so much fun.
It was. It was a blast. So if anybody hasn't gone and checked that out, make sure you go. It's just fun. It's just so much fun, especially when you get to see them backstage and they don't realize you're there, because Mary and
Yeah, I've learned my
Roxanne will be.
lesson.
They'll be. They didn't know that maybe there was a creeper in the bushes, watching, and they would, sort of pump themselves up a little bit and talk about the stream, and they were just doing girl stuff, and they didn't realize I was there, and I got to hear a lot of it. So it was a lot of fun.
And I've been like nervous, like, what has he heard?
Oh, like I told you, it was nothing. I heard girls being girls. I heard two people that were obviously friends and just having a good time. That's what I heard. So. Okay, so again, to everybody that I didn't say hi to, we don't really look at the chat the first half hour. We just talk and get to know Roxanne. But now's the time we're going to, if we're to the chat being acknowledged part, there we go, Bob, perfect. I'd like to hear more about Roxanne's video style and philosophy. I'm not sure what the question though. Do you have like a philosophy behind your videos on how you put them together? Like, is there a goal other than just showing us and educating us about what you have? Is there a goal with those videos?
It's not really like I have a set goal. I'm just having fun, and I'm showing the happy in my tanks. And sometimes I show the silly side of me because I have a highly overactive imagination. Like I'll animate my snails and make them talk, or like have arguments. Like it's just I like to put my sense of humor into my videos, but also just show what I'm up to, what's going on. Nothing fancy. I don't know what I will evolve into, but I'm just enjoying the life in my aquariums, and I just want to share it with those. Maybe I can help those who aren't doing so hot, give them some tips on what has worked for me, because I've never kept plants before, and most of my tanks are probably like 90% plant at this point. So I think I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
So
I love planting
as
things.
I learn, I like to help. So that's another part.
And you do a great job with editing and the music and the little animations and stuff. You do a really good job.
I do it all from my phone, editing, videoing,
Wow.
everything. I do it all on my phone.
Wow, that's even more impressive then, because I mean, I don't edit anything. The only editing I do is excuse me, when I splice videos together and put my intro. That's it. I don't edit. I mean, I don't even have I don't have a script when I do a video. I mean, and it tells. You could tell. I turn the phone on and I go, hey, how you doing? And I start talking. And I never do a retake. Whatever I do, that's what I put up. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be real. I don't want to edit it and make it the best and all that kind of stuff. I just want it to be me talking to you, so. All right, let's see. And again, hi to everybody. We got a lot of people in here tonight. Let's see, what we have?
Hello, everyone.
39 people. You brought 39 people in to watch. Very cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's see. Fishymon just was stopping in. Oh, here we go. It jumped on me, but I do.
Fishymon actually just got some of my zebra danios, 2 weeks ago?
Nice.
So he's the first fish fam member to get some of the fishies.
Very cool. And those you bred, obviously.
Yes.
Right? Nice.
All my fry are accidental.
I have not had a single egg layer breeds yet, or egg spreader, or
No.
anything. Only live bears. But I haven't tried either. I haven't even tried.
Like I started with 2 CPD and I'm up to 37.
See,
And
do you
I'm
have them
not
in your
doing
own?
anything. I'm just letting them be.
My problem is I have 6 of them and 5 of them are males. So
Oh, yeah, well
but
that'll
they're
be a
also in a
problem. We'll
tank with
take out 4 males.
yeah. Well, they're also in a tank with Bosemani rainbows and
Oh.
plecos and a bunch of stuff. So I do have a little 5 gallon here, though. I was gonna buy another a couple of females, but okay. I'm sorry. I keep talking about me. This is about Roxanne. The chat jumped on me, but Chewy Lunatic Fringe asked an admiration for, I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's Tarja. So it's either Tara or Tarja. I imagine it's Tara. Turinen, the singer of Nightwish. What does she think of her? And when she was comfortable, has she ever sang Nightwish?
I haven't sung it. But her voice is amazing.
Do you know how to pronounce her name? How do you pronounce her first name?
I'm horrible with names.
Okay.
Awesome with faces. I could pick your face out in a crowd. Be
Yeah.
like, hey you, but I won't be able to say like your name. So
Yeah. I'm with you.
no, names don't stick with me.
I'm with
I'm
you.
sorry, Chewy. I probably let him down.
All right. So I'm going to start from there. So I'm starting from Chewy's question. So if you put a question in the chat already and I missed it, please post it again for me so I can get to it. But I'm gonna start right there since it jumped, and I'm lucky if my video is up right. That's right. There's been times when it turned, and I know how to turn it. I know how to change the formatting. In the video editing software, I could do it. I don't even bother. I throw it up. I just let it go. So.
I'll just put it up as a short. You'll be fine.
Well, but it's sideways, so you're looking at everything, and it is the short format.
Oh.
It's not meant to be. So, have you ever had Brochia herclea snails?
I have not, but those snails are really, really cool. I've only
Have
had
you
the
ever
basic snails so far. So like the mysteries and the neorites, the ram's horns. Everyone has the best snails.
I have not seen those before. So,
But they're really cool snails.
I want to just look those up real quick, and I want to see what they look like. Just real quick, and I'll share them in here. Okay, so they look like a trumpet snail or a rabbit, right? Here, this looks like a good picture. We'll just put that up there real quick. Sorry, bear with me, people. Almost there. Okay. How about this one? Oh yeah, look at that one. That's a great one. Of course, the one I picked, it's not going to load.
Oh goodness.
Come on, come on.
That's the biggest snail I've ever seen.
And that's not even the picture I chose. Here we go. There we go.
That's beautiful.
Wow. Wow, that is pretty neat.
I love snails way too much.
I do too. I really do. I just got some mystery snails from Lav again.
Lab
and
is awesome.
They'll be here this week, so I'm really excited about that. Hold on, let me bring up my chat again here. All right, there we go. Let's see. Okay, we got that one. Ricky from RB Animals. He says, my mom's side of the family lives in North Cambria, Pennsylvania. Is that pretty close to you? Northern Cambria, Pennsylvania. Doesn't sound familiar?
That might be like centralish PA. I've heard of it. I don't think it's like that close to me. PA's actually pretty big. Like to get from here to Pittsburgh takes about 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a good sized state. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and Steph, anyone have any snail-free hornwort or water lettuce? Um, I can get you a bunch of hornwort, and I actually have a ton of water lettuce, but um, maybe I can ship some to you, Steph, because I want to get rid of some of it. I got mine from Chattanooga Ed, and it's just gone crazy in my tanks. I have so much of it. Lately, I've been just pulling it out, and I put it on top of the one of the plants, and then every once
Mm.
in a while, I put a little bit more soil on top of it and just let it rot right
That's
in
how
there.
it's been with my frog bed. I've been throwing it out by the 5-gallon bucketfuls a week. Like I don't know what to do with it all.
Yeah. I even tried to ask people on Facebook if they wanted, local people, because I don't really want to ship if I can help it. If anybody wanted some for free, and nobody was interested. But there's no
Yeah, I
group
didn't
that's
want to
really
ship them in the
local.
cold.
Let's see. Okay. Um, what is your most memorable experience with fish keeping, Roxanne? And that comes from, I think that's Darren. I think that's yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Darren. What is your most memorable experience fish keeping?
Fish
Anything really stand?
keeping.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything really stand out?
Probably the first time I murdered my whole tank on accident. And that is my most memorable experience because it made me become the fish keeper that I am today. I really got on my game with my fish husbandry and my knowledge of plants and the nitrogen cycle. And I really fancy the deep substrate method. It does really well for me. All my tanks are making tons of plants and tons of babies, and everything's happy and
Nice.
balanced. So that's my most memorable experience, is killing everything and like a phoenix from the ash. I rose up to become a better fish keeper.
Nice. So
But
you had no,
I crashed and burned hard the first time, and I felt horrible.
yeah, but you didn't want to do it again, so you went and
No, yeah.
taught yourself the things you needed to know to do it right.
Mhm.
Gotcha. That's a good. We don't learn unless we make mistakes, right? So, um,
Exactly.
oh, I was going to say something with that, and um, never mind. It's gone. I don't know what I was going to
It
say.
has left the building.
Let's see. And Lunatic Fringe does know how to pronounce that person's name. Good for you, Chewy. Let's see. Start building. Steph, yeah, Steph is she got a whole bunch of new tanks, so she needs to start building the supply. Yeah, maybe we can talk about that. Like I said, I haven't shipped or anything, but I'm throwing it away. So as long as it can go to somebody. Um, let's see. I don't see any other questions. Anybody else have anything? Did I miss something? I'm scrolling back up through and I don't see any other questions for Roxanne. Um, man, I wish I there was something. It was something to do with your crash and burn. Um, man, I just don't remember what it was now.
The learning from your mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. Ames asking where I am. I'm in upstate New York, right on Lake Ontario. It's right outside the
I
window.
have to say, like, one of my favorite fish keeping things, though, that I've experienced so far is watching mystery snail babies hatch from their clutch.
Nice.
A few weeks ago, I had two clutches hatch for the first. Like, I've had them hatch before, but not as successful as this. All the eggs hatched, so like 200 plus eggs in each clutch
Wow.
hatched, and they were
Wow.
on the glass lid. And I was feeding the fish, and I was like, "What is that dripping in the water?" And I look, and I'm watching the babies like crawl down each other, and they form like a drop of like 15, and then they all fall in together, and they just scatter, and they were falling all over the ovalis. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever, just to
Yeah.
watch the miracle of life and just another form.
See, I'm jealous because I can't. I've had tons of clutches. I've
Mm.
seen them crawl out, and then that was it. And I've done different things. I've done breeder boxes, all that kind of stuff. I never ever see them again. They the other mystery snails do fine. The parents, they're doing fine, but the
Are you
baby,
putting them into your tank right away, or are you leaving them in the breeder box to grow?
I let them just. I put them when the clutch looks like it's pretty close. I leave the clutch alone for most of the time,
Mm.
but it's in a 55, so it's not super tall, but tall enough. I
Yeah.
thought. So when it starts looking like it's getting close, I take it off and I put it on a little piece of styrofoam. And then
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them crawl off of that. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
them hatch and they crawl around and I see them moving. They crawl off and they go into a little, mesh uh, breeder box thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
tight enough. I don't think they're going through it. I know they're tiny, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they're going through it. And then that's it. I never see them again.
Mm. Well,
So
they're going somewhere unless
yeah,
they're born with magical
I
powers.
don't know. I think they're just, I don't know. They're just not making it for some reason. I don't, maybe they are getting through that mesh and it's too deep. And
They have to be getting out of it because their first thing to do is eat. As soon as
yeah,
they're born, you need to feed them.
yeah,
And they can starve out. Being so tiny in a tank, trying to get to the food, they'll
yeah.
starve on their journey. But
I,
my tank is like my tank that they hatched in has been up for about a year already. So there's plenty of just natural food sources in there. So when they drop in, um, they they survive. But also know that with mystery snails, there's such a high morbidity rate.
yeah,
That's why there's so many eggs in a clutch. So it's very uncommon to have your clutch hatch and all of them survive. It's often
yeah,
the case that they'll all die. And as Lab said in one of her recent videos, for baby mystery snails, death is contagious.
yeah.
So if you don't remove the one baby that died, it'll spread like the plague, and all the other
Maybe that's
babies will
what it
pass
is.
as well.
I make
They're
Snello.
very sensitive.
And what I do is when I see them hatch, I take some of them, the Snello, it's frozen, and
Mm-hmm.
I take off a little chip of it and I put it right on the styrofoam, just a tiny, tiny
Mm-hmm.
little dot of it. So, and I see them sometimes go to it, and I'll look and they're in there with the Snello and they're eating, and then that's it, they're gone. So I don't know. I
What I
don't,
like to feed them when they're first born is I powder the wafers, excuse me, the spirulina wafers.
yeah,
I break them down, I turn them into a fine powder, and I mix them into water. And then I pour that water into the tank. And
gotcha.
then the drifts everywhere and it feeds them. Because what you're going to have with baby snails is a very dirty tank. And the
Yeah.
more mold that you have built up before the snails hatch, the more likely they will survive.
See, and that tank doesn't
So
have a
those are
ton.
just little tips.
I also have trouble with plants in that tank though too. The plants, only certain ones do very well. My other tanks, the plants grow great. So I don't know. Maybe there's more to it there. I
Maybe
have
that
more
tank
coming
is
from mine.
haunted.
It
It's
might be.
haunted.
Might be one of those. It might be one of those. The rest of mine is doing fine. Ames said the styrofoam is toxic. It's not really styrofoam. It is a foam though. It's not styrofoam. That's just what I called it. It's more of a, I don't know. It is a plastic type of thing, but it's not the styrofoam stuff. So let's go back up here. There was more questions. Does Roxanne prefer flowers or candy? That's from Pepster.
Flowers or candy?
Yeah.
Um, Flowers outside because they come back every year. Candy only lasts so long until it's gone.
Yeah. But it's so much fun when it's there. I have a sweet tooth. Um, what is your favorite fish? Ricky wants to know.
Currently,
Yeah.
any Corridora.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so stinking cute. I love them so much. And recently, I just had them hatch in my tank. Everything is that tank. Like I have a short series called "There's Something in the Water,"
Yeah.
and it's all about that tank and everything that is going on in that tank. And the Julie Corridors laid eggs, and for the first time, nothing ate them, and they hatched. So I have Julie Corridor fry in there. and they're swimming around amongst the Bellison area with their parents, and they're still so teeny tiny, and they're with these monoliths of a fish in comparison, and they're just tanking around like they're enjoying life. It's
Yeah.
just awesome. So I really love Corey's. I love how their bellies are big and round, and they wink at you. I love it.
I want to get some more too, and that's going to go in my 75. I'm going to get some of the orange laser ones from Aquahuna. I've decided that's the Corey that I'm going to put in there. Let's see. Lunatic Friend would like to know, with you living in New York, has she ever seen a New York Islander game? Do you like hockey at all?
I've gone to an Islander game, but I didn't pay attention because I'm not into hockey. But I did go.
I have not been to a hockey. Where I last saw a hockey game was in Arizona, which is weird to me. But the Coyotes, I went to a game there, and it's just weird to be in the desert. And
well, I can understand that. It's like bobsledding in Jamaica.
Yeah, it doesn't
total
fit.
Sense.
Bob's asking if I've seen Dick Cavett. Yeah, Bob, but that's Jesus. I mean, that's forever ago. I honestly don't. I know watching the show, I can picture him, with his little sort of like a comb over. He wasn't bald, but just the way I can picture his face and everything. But I don't really remember him much. Oh, it jumped on me again. Okay. Roxanne dropping the snail knowledge. I have 5.
I'm pretty well versed in mystery snails, so if anyone's having some difficulty, just hit me up. You can find me a messenger. My email's on my about page. If you're having some issues, I will definitely help you. I've learned a lot along the way.
I might take you up on that. Now the ones I'm getting from Lab are going to go in the 75 here instead. And we'll see what they do in there. I had a bunch in this. There's a 45 over here. Yeah, over here. The guppies were starting to mess with them, though. The guppies were like.
They will do that. You got to watch because some fish will pick at them.
Yeah, one of them actually had, and she's in here all by herself now, but she has a bent antenna from one of the guppies. Her antenna is actually bent.
Like if their antennae break off, they will grow back. They just grow back with like a little bump on their antennae.
Yeah.
But they'll grow back. But fish are known to pick at them, so you got to watch with that. And if you notice any aggression, just either act accordingly, move the fish or the snail.
That's what I did. I mean, that tank is filled with guppies, so I took them out of there and put them in the other tank where nobody seems to mess with them. I never see anything. Okay, let's see. Love Corey's. Everybody saying hi. Chubbs came in. And again, hey everybody, I appreciate everybody being here. There's still 35 people in. We've been going for an hour. I appreciate everybody coming in. I suck at reading the chat and saying hi to people. That's like my biggest weakness when it comes to doing these streams. So if I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. I probably did see it. And I'm just horrible at it. So Ames Nature Water Drops Aquatics would like to know if you're on Facebook.
Yes, I am. On Facebook, I'm under Foxie Powers.
All right. We've gone an hour. If you've got time, we can hang out. There's still 35 people in, and we'll see if we get more questions. Or if you need to take off and get ready for your next stream, that's fine.
If people want to hang, that's fine. But if they're tired of my face, they can go too.
Chubb said, "Hey, stupid people." I like that. What Foxy? What? Foxy Powers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Foxy Powers, and maybe somebody can throw her link up in there from Facebook.
I also have an Instagram as well, but I'm still learning that one. I'm relatively new to it.
I don't know if we're friends on Instagram. I'll have to look at that and see. I have mine blocked because I've had it for a very long time, and I used it for different groups of people in the past, and no longer want to have anything to do with those people from the past. So I block who follows me and stuff. So you just have to send me a request. Um, what all different fish do you have right now too? You've got the Corys, you've got the
Right
zebra
now
Dan.
I have yeah, the Corys, the zebra danios, the celestial pearl danios. Recently I got some pygmy corridors. They're so stinking cute. They're so teeny tiny. And I can't help it. I have to do that voice. They just oh my heart. I love them so much. Um I also have some hill stream a breeding pair of hill stream loaches, so that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah,
And I have a gorgeous male betta from KG Tropicals named Xerxes.
nice.
And the mystery snails and neorites and a bristle nose that's a butthead because she eats mystery snails. So she's in a tank in the butthead tank. I have a tank of fish that I will keep them because I bought them and a pet is for life, but they're in the butthead tank because they're buttheads. So I have zebra danios, the neorites, and the bristle nose in that tank, and they're
Yeah.
happy and healthy together. So
What kind of bristle was it?
it's just a chocolate bristle nose, but
Oh,
she
okay.
ate four of my mystery snails,
Wow.
adults, and I don't understand why,
Yeah.
because she was being fed very well, and she was also being given bloodworms, but I guess she just had a taste for snails, so
Huh.
I
I'll
love
have to
my
pay
snails,
attention.
so I had to move her.
Yeah, I'll have to pay attention to that because I do have
That's
albino.
not normal. I just have really bad luck with plecos. Like, I don't know if they think I'm too nice and they're gonna like bully me and I'm gonna allow them to let them eat all my fish or snails or but I've had a few that have taken out a couple of fish. I've had a common pleco go after um a giant goldfish that I had to keep in warmer water because I rescued it and it was raised in warmer water so it didn't tolerate the cold and it was in a huge tank with just that one fish and he bit him like so
Wow.
I haven't had luck with plecos.
Yeah.
And there's always
I
plenty of hiding spots, caves and plants and stuff, but they just I
huh.
don't get it. I just don't
I
think plecos are for me.
I love those too, and I want to get. I haven't decided which one, but I want to get a long fin variety for the 75. I just
Yeah,
haven't
they're
decided
pretty.
which one, but I love the long fin plecos, just all of them. Although I did see that Starry Night pleco. I don't know what number it is, but man,
They're
uh,
gorgeous
yeah.
fish. I just don't know how to make them be like play nice with others. So, and I'm
I
not
haven't
gonna have a
noticed.
tank just for a pleco. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
he
And I
ain't
haven't
that
noticed.
fancy.
I have them with pea puffers. I have some clown
Hmm.
plecos with the pea puffers, and I haven't noticed anything there either. I'll have to just, pay a little more attention. I have never seen them interact with the other fish at all. And
Yeah, normally they'll leave them alone and just go do their own thing.
yeah,
I don't know what it is about my plecos, the plecos that I pick. I guess I just don't pick a good pleco.
green dragons. Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. And Steph said they were crunchy and delicious. I guess the snails.
I'm sure they were, and I cried when I found them.
Um, Ames, I'm not sure. I-59. Oh, L-59. Oh, for the L number. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I don't pay attention to that. I just call them. I know people like the scientific names or the L numbers and stuff because it is more descriptive, but it's that one. It's the Starry Night. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up. Um, again, Roxanne, thanks for being here.
Thank
Um,
you for having me.
this was awesome. You are one of my favorite fish tubers, so I was very excited. And I do say that to everybody that comes up, and I mean it.
Mhm.
Everyone that I've had so far has just been amazing. I have so many good guests, and the Fish Fam. You guys are just awesome. That's all there is to it. The Fish Fam is
Oh.
is a very cool group of people
I
that
think
had.
we're all here because we're all like collectively we're all awesome.
I
We
think
all
I
add
think
to each other, so
I think a lot of us are here because we're broken, and the Fish Fam
but
helped complete
but
us a little
we mend each other.
bit.
So
Yeah, we definitely do. All right, guys.
that's why I
Uh,
call everyone my shoal mates.
yeah,
We're
I
all
do
part of
like
the
that
shoal.
too.
We're all together, shoal mates.
So we covered all of your shows. Is there any other thing? Do you have any appearances or anything going on? Any other streams you're going to be on soon or anything you want to tell people about? Or?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay. So
So I
if
think
you
four
haven't,
times a week plus right now was good.
Chevy Fish, I
Chevy.
miss you. I don't see Chevy hardly at all anymore. I don't know if you've just gotten busy or what's going on. I do see you once in a while, and I'm glad you're here, and I miss you. I miss seeing you in the streams and stuff. So that's awesome that you're here. Um, yeah, if you haven't subbed to Roxanne, get over there and do it. You will be happy with that pineapple or check valve or whatever you want to call it. It's a subscription. Go subscribe to her if you haven't yet. And thanks for being here. Let's see. Next week, Monday nights, Ed and I do our comic book and geek stream. That's at Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not fish related hardly at all. We barely even touched on fish stuff. It's mostly, like I said, comic books and movies and TV shows. And then next week I have Robert from TN Aqua as my guest. And I actually have, yeah, that's going to be a good one too. He's an awesome guy. I actually have it scheduled all the way through the end of May already. I only do one a week most of the time, unless I get a special one. Once in a while, I do a Saturday one too, if the person can't make it on a Tuesday night for whatever reason. But I've got it scheduled all the way through the end of May already with awesome guests, and it just keeps growing. So yeah,
that's awesome.
So we're going to be doing, this is I think tonight. I think you're the 14th guest already. That's amazing to me.
Wow.
So 14.
And I like that. That's an even number. I got an even number. I'm happy with that.
Hopefully I didn't miss anybody in there, but all right, guys. Everybody stay safe. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.